the question becomes, am I capable of maintaining a steady YouTube channel? What is my intro? I don't know what my intro is because it's been 18, 15, 11,000 years. I remember now. Hi, my name is Grace and welcome back to my space. How? It's a new space. It's a new dawn, AKA like 9 months has passed. I don't even know. I don't know how long it's been. People say to be consistent on this app. And I say, no. I am actually sorry to the 200 people who subscribed to this channel and I dipped. It's not personal. Mental healthing is hard. Mental healthing and having a very stressful job, it's not possible to do both, so I picked one. But now I'm back. I have a therapist now. I'm happy. I'm ready to finish this series that I started in January. And I'm so determined to finish it that I'm like not even gonna give myself the opportunity to delay this any longer. We are doing my empties of serums and we're gonna combine it with moisturizers because enough is enough. Okay, I need to recycle the skincare. Before we do that, we're gonna take a quick pause, commercial break here to talk about my hair. I ate down. When I first did, I was like, it's giving a little too full. But now I realize there's nothing that is too full. What is too full? Right, it's giving one-on-one season 2. It's giving 2003. It's giving Juicy Couture sweatpants. And my eyeshadow, I know for a video I'm talking about like skincare and like, well, I guess I'm not talking about natural makeup. I'm just talking about how I perfect this base. Cause you know what? Am I wearing a full face? Yes. But do you see, I know you see it cause I can see it in the little screen. That's because we take care of what's underneath. You know what I mean? I love makeup, but makeup does feel better when the canvas is prepared. All right, now commercial break is over. Let's get back into it. I have filmed the serum portion of this series 3 different times. The first time I filmed it, I lost the footage. Then I filmed it again. Then I found the footage. Then I edited the second footage. And then I got hit with such intense depression, anxiety from life, work, pursuit of happiness that I just couldn't continue. That footage is sitting somewhere. It's never gonna be seen. But I'm going to attempt to talk about these serums for a 3rd time. And hopefully this time we'll see the light of day. And if it doesn't, well, I tried. The interesting thing I feel about serums right now, I think I'm in a phase in my skincare where it's kind of evolved out of not the need for serums, because I think serums are important when you need them, but where my skin is right now, I have kind of phased out for the need of serums. So I find myself reaching for them less, purchasing them less, caring about them less, but that is fully coming from a place of privilege in that right now my skin is not really in need of serums. Getting into like where serums fit into the list of beings, take your mind all the way back to the beginning of this year that is almost ending. And when we talked about exfoliants, right? Where I was like, exfoliants and toners. Toners, depending, you have the hydrating toners, you have the cleansing toners. Then I'm a hydrating toner girl personally, but I will use a cleansing toner. Like right now for work, I would wear heavy makeup every day. And so yeah, sometimes when you get to the toner stage, your makeup isn't fully clean. It's not ideal, but if you're wearing that much makeup and you're working it out under lights and like sun for 8-9 hours, then like, yeah, cut me some slack. Okay, brief interlude because I had technical difficulties. I had life difficulties. It's been like an hour since the previous clip where I cut in the middle. And before I continue, because I remember I was talking about where serums come in the line, I really have to get this off my chest because have you ever just been annoyed so badly by the behaviors of someone else that you cannot rest until you rant just a little bit? So, if you would like to skip this rant, skip to, I will insert a timestamp really quickly. I must say, if you know anybody in your life who's an actor, a performer, a singer, anybody who works in entertainment, specifically the performance side of entertainment, are they on Broadway? Are they not on Broadway? Are they theater actors, whatever? They're trying to be a performer. Do not ask them if they have any new bookings. How's bookings? Don't ask. I need y'all, everyone, to understand an emotional turmoil that goes into auditioning. I actually enjoy the act of auditioning, right? I really like to act. It's the only time they say I can. So when I get an audition, I get pretty hyped. But in my entire career of auditioning professionally, so it's been about 1.5 years, I've done somewhere between 100 and 150 auditions. I've heard 1 yes. And I am a very good statistic. Nobody is more distressed about the fact that a booking has not occurred than the actor. If you can't tell, it's because they're acting. If you happen to have any sort of loved one in your life who is in this industry and you care about them, let them come to you with the joy and excitement of booking. But do not go to them and put them in a situation where they have to be reminded again that there is failings in their careers and life. It is not a failing to not book. Let me make that clear first, right? 3,000 people on a small audition are going in for one part at a time. The odds are against your favor. You are not a bad actor because you didn't book. However, it still feels like one. And no one wants to swim in the feeling of that. No one wants to live in that. Nobody wants to be reminded of that. We, probably more than you ever will, want to have that conversation when we're like, we got something. Something landed. So don't ask. You can ask them the intricacies of like, maybe how does auditioning work? Even if in your mind you're like, oh, but I just wanted to show you my support. We feel it. It feels good. What doesn't feel good is having to smile through several tears as you're like, this one didn't go either. You'll know when it goes. It is a courtesy that is not common that I wish we could make common because so many young actors are drowning in rejection and trying to normalize it because you have to. It is a part of this industry. That rejection is a part of it. And they're drowning in what that does to you mentally. And then they're being reminded day by day because people are like, did you get anything yet? Did you get anything yet? Did you get anything yet? Don't do that to your friends. I've had it happen to me. I've witnessed it happen to my friends. It doesn't matter who it happens to. It doesn't matter where an actor is in their career. It doesn't matter if they've booked before, if they've not booked before, it doesn't matter. Don't do that to the people you're claiming to love. And I'm the first person to be like, your intent is very important. I understand that this person and many persons who have done it to me, many persons who have done it to my friends. I understand that the intent is probably to be supportive, to be there and like show like an interest in your career, but the impact is really emotionally damaging. So just don't do it. Okay. Back to skincare. What I was saying before was that chemical exfoliation, that and toners, you can have the hydrating, the cleansing, whatever. But when you get to the exfoliation aspect of it, it's really about dissolving that sebum, right? Exfoliation is about dissolving excess sebum, dissolving dead skin. Like everybody knows your skin has cell turnover. So within that cell turnover, you have a lot of dead skin at any given moment. It's why I think if you've never taken a shower with some sort of loofah, sponge, something with a little bit of braille on it, you probably still have a little dead skin on you. You know, it's not the same thing as just like outside dirt, you know? And so exfoliation helps with that cell turnover. Some of them quicken it, some of them dissolve, whatever, but that is what it's for, chemical. Physical exfoliation is that braille where it's just like, I'm just gonna scrub this off until you have new baby skin underneath, right? A serum is really about treatment. When we're here talking about serums, it's about treating concerns. And that, I think for me, is why I'm looking at these serums like, oh, I ain't got nothing to talk about, because I am actually in a very blessed situation right now with my skin. It's been since 2016 that I've been like researching, reading scientific journals, doing all this unnecessarily nerdy stuff about skincare because I have obsessive tendencies. And so my skin is, as a result, that slow work, my skin has reached a point where there's not much that needs to be treated. And so there kind of poof goes the need for a lot of serums. So if you're looking at these serums, like they all kind of do the same thing. Yeah, one. And two, it's also because I don't really need them all that much. So starting right off, we have, this is the Wishful Thirst Trap Juice Hyaluronic Acid Peptide Serum. Wishful is Huda Beauty's skincare brand. If you don't know who Huda Beauty is, she is like known as one of the, I don't know about pioneers because baking is a drag makeup technique, but definitely one of the big like advertisers of baking. Like, I just remember if you're gonna see a baking compilation on Instagram or YouTube, like Huda Beauty was gonna be in there. Like, she was that baking girl, okay? She was in the bakery at all times. So it's kind of ironic that she has the skincare company now because I just feel like I've always known her for these full glam matte beats. I say this as I'm doing a skincare video with the full glam, but with the caveat that being like, the skin is not the focus of the makeup, right? Like, I think we can all acknowledge here that in my makeup, my skin is popping, right? Because even when I do a full glam, I'm still a skincare addict. So the skin, like the way my skin looks underneath the makeup is a big key factor in how I do my makeup, how I apply my concealers, what foundations I use, what powders I use, how, like it's a big proponent because I want the skin to skin every time. I want it every time. It does not matter how big the lashes, how extravagant the eyeshadow, I want the skin to skin. But I never really got that energy from Huda. Like I mostly got like, it is not about the skin, it is about the beat. So she hopped on the skincare trend like everybody else and I am mad at it. You girl, you do you. I've heard mixed reviews about some things. Some people like certain like masks or stuff she has, other people like whatever. Some people feel confused by her getting into skincare. I know people use the word cash grab and throw that around everywhere. I literally, personally, I don't know how to say this, I don't care.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
Don't care. If you're cash grabbing and the product you're trying to grab my cash with is good, then just take the cash. Like you don't even have to grab it. Like you can just exchange for the item. I think anyone with enough care, resources, access, wealth can make a product good enough for my face. So go ahead and try it. But if your products suck, then like, yeah, cash grab, whatever. But like, if it's good and like you had nothing to do with skincare your whole life, but then you give me the bombest peptide moisturizer I've ever used on my face, then why am I beefing? You know what I mean? Yeah, there's no problem with it. Am I still gonna probably lean towards Korean products and Korean style and Japanese style of skincare? Yeah, because I prefer their style of skincare, but I'm not really that person who's like, what is she doing here? It's more of, what do you got to offer, girl? You here now? You here, so what do you got? Oh, that? Okay, you can go, you know? Anywho, I didn't like this. I did a lot of rapping to say I didn't like this. I love how it almost made it seem right. Like, did I get y'all? Because I almost got myself. Like the way I was talking, I was like, damn, Grace, I thought we didn't like it. We don't. But I'm just trying to say, like, the reason I don't like it has nothing to do with the fact that it's Huda, any of her tea, any of her drama, any of her that. She's questionable, but she's not Jeffree. So like, whatever. But this was, boo, this is made in South Korea. And I could see that. Like I could see what the idea behind. And personally, I didn't go into researching anything else. I got the serum and I did not look into the line at all. So I don't know what its companion products are. But based on the fact that this is a hyaluronic acid and peptide serum, the reason that felt really like Eastern to me, so I wasn't surprised that her manufacturing company is based out of South Korea, is because like, I feel like in America, when we do serums, we're very focused on acne treatment, but it's very rarely that American-based skincare brands have ceramide, peptide, just hydrating, moisturizing products, because those types of products are considered that they don't do much, right? Like if your goal in skincare is to just have clear skin, like you just don't want blemishes, right? Sometimes having a step like this in your routine is gonna feel like a wasted step, because it's like, what? For me, it's like the dewiness of my skin. Mine is like the bounce of the skin, like how smooth is my skin beyond just it being clear? How illustrious is my skin? How glass is my skin, right? That tends to be more of an Easter thing. Like you'll more likely see those kinds of brands where it's like a hyaluronic acid only serum. Although we have co-opted hyaluronic acid serums to annoying degree. Like you don't need 3 different steps dedicated to hyaluronic acid unless you have like the driest skin ever. And then apologies, you do need that. And I spoke on your behalf and I apologize. But otherwise it's like, okay, with the peptides, I'm expecting that you are going to repair my barrier, right? At this point, I've talked enough about barrier on this channel that if you are somebody who watches my videos, you know what your external skincare barrier is. You're gonna heal that. You're gonna strengthen that. You're gonna thicken that. Like it is think of it as the sealant between bricks, right? This wasn't very hydrating. So boo, one of your ingredients, not doing it. And then the other thing was a really good peptide ceramide serum will leave my face feeling almost fortified. I noticed a major reduction in like really small irritated breakouts. Certain breakouts, it's just irritation, right? Like whether it's from the environment or whatever. And when I got a good one, I'll see reduce to that, because the idea is that your barrier is so strengthened that nothing can get in to really damage your skin. Well, not nothing, but most things aren't getting in, right? That's the idea. This didn't do that. So what did it do? What it did was it had this fun little pump. Y'all see that? That was fun. Next in team, what is your purpose? This is H2O Plus, that's the brand. This is their Milk Hydration Sensitive Serum. Hi everyone, Editing Grace here. I just gotta make a quick note about the price of this product. This, as well as a few other things, samples and stuff were given to me by various friends who went to beauty cons or Ipsy boxes or whatever the heck. I just realized this serum is $54. I do acknowledge that it is sensitive skin friendly. So if you do have sensitive skin, like maybe this is your only option. Otherwise, this is absolutely a cash grab, and I cannot believe this product is being charged for $54. It is not worth that. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I was astonished. Like I just had to make note of that. I don't say much about it because there's not much to say, but my goodness, that price point is horrendous. I know serums tend to be more expensive than other products because there are treatments of some sort, but my God, this ain't it. This ain't it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. This is not worth that price. Okay, back to the video. A lot of these are going to be hydrating because I don't have a lot that I need to treat. So I just want to be really plump and hydrated. I would have been better off drinking milk. It would have had the same effect. Actually, my skin would get this tacky, dry feeling after. So I would be so dry that I would go back and put more toner on and start again. Not it. This is a sample I got of the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Glow Serum. And the reason I'm throwing this in there is because, as we know, I'll review a sample because this is the only way you're going to see me talk about luxury on this channel unless it's sent to me. This Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Glow Serum, I must say, wet. I loved it. To the point where I was like, I need this to stop happening because this happened with Tatcha the last time. I need these luxury samples to stop being so good. In this economy, we need to save. Joe's making us pay back student loans in January. And you have the audacity to drop a hyaluronic serum that is this hydrating on my face. My skin soaked it up. Soaked it up. And when I would put it on my face, like the glow that would happen was so within that it was long lasting. I've noticed with some of these glow products, whether they put mica or whatever in it, it will give you this very good temporary glow. Give it 2 hours, your skin doesn't look like that anymore. Now with 𝒕𝒕𝒚, I'm scared that I'm gonna try more 𝒕𝒕𝒚 items. Like it's gonna be like, gag me, and I'm gonna be like, what do I do? Because who's paying for that, right? Like, that is really my stress right now, that Peter is gonna rob me. And what's so funny to me is the comparison. This is a hyaluronic glow serum, 75% hyaluronic acid complex, science, who cares? Did any of us go to medical school? No, okay? Let's stop reading ingredients like we know what it means. It's so funny thinking about it, because I would read ingredients so much, and certain ingredients, like I can kind of tell, like, ooh, my skin really doesn't like rose. So if rose is a major proponent, my skin's probably not gonna like it. Like I can look at things and see that, but it's so funny thinking about like back in the like 2017, 2018, 2019, we were really looking at skincare being like the formulation. How do you know? Girl. Anyways, but these claim to have very similar ingredients. We don't know how they were formulated. This is not cheap. So they're like a similar-ish price point. It's probably like 20 bucks, 10, 15 bucks more. The difference in quality, like Huda, you might not beat the cash grab allegations if this is what the rest of the skincare line is giving. Next, we're just gonna keep going with this hydrating, because all of my serums right now are hydrating. There it is, surprise! All my skincare right now is hydrating, because I don't have to treat anything. I'm sorry. You know, what I'll do, I might do like a video about like serums for different concerns and like what serums you should get if you have this concern, blah, blah. Because I'm now realizing, I'm like, if you're looking at this for like serum recommendations, they're all just gonna be hydrating. Because that's how I achieve this look, I'm sorry. Innisfree, I might have talked about this serum years ago, back when I started my YouTube channel. Back when I was in like early pandemic, back when I was consistent. I think I talked about it, and I'm just gonna talk about it again because it's that good. Innisfree Intensive Hydrating Green Tea Serum. This is a sample, and I'm just using the fact that I got a sample as an excuse to talk about one of the best skincare products I've ever used. When I'm talking hydrating, it's that. Visualize this. This is what should be happening with your pores when it says a hydrating serum. Your pores are chilling. It's water. They look like SpongeBob in that one scene at Sandy's house, right? Like struggling, can't breathe, okay? They're full of pus and dirt and death and destruction. And somebody comes in with a straw into that most ice cold, crispy glass of water. That's what I want. Like most serums, they're working over time, right? They're getting stronger over time. It is a working over time. My gosh darn it, when it's a hydrating serum, I want you to work right then and there. I don't want you to, this is not no vitamin C serum. This is not about fading my dark spots over time. Get to work. Give me a glass of water. That's what should be happening. And that's what this is. This serum, even in this tiny bottle, is still hitting. It is a wonderful, wonderful formula. Last two serums, yeah. 𝒑𝒂𝒔𝒕 𝒂𝒂𝒔𝒕. I discovered this brand on YesStyle, and this is now the 4th serum I've tried from them. This is their salicylic acid. I've also tried their retinol serum. I've tried one of their vitamin C serums. This brand, for the affordability, because serums tend to be pricier, right? They're treatments. It's like medicine. For the affordability of this brand, oh my God. I have yet to use, I'm about to lump all their serums together. Any serum I've used from them, the application of it, this is the first time I'm talking about application because I think it's the first time it really applies. The putting it on, the feeling, the slip of them, they don't get tacky, they slip on very well. They absorb really easily. It's giving ordinary price 𝒕𝒕𝒚 quality. So it's hard to beat. I really like them. Like you're gonna see a bunch of these little purple bottles in my house all the time. I'm excited to basically try them all out. And I'm also excited to see if they have a flop. I think it's fine for brands to have flops if the majority of their products bust. Lastly, on the serums, Madagascar Centella. I mean, I adore this product. 𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒕𝒕𝒚 is a type of ceramide. It's in the same family as that peptides. It's that brick glue in between the bricks that's rebuilding your skin barrier. It fortified my skin. That was when I stopped, believe it or not, I would get like redness here. I'd get redness here. And wherever I got redness, there was tiny little bumps of irritation. That's when I knew I was like, my skin barrier has been damaged. When I'd see those little red bumps, I get it here so bad. Sometimes I over-exfoliate. I use too much chemical exfoliation in a week, and then I'd see some irritation. If I did too much physical exfoliation, why do I use physical exfoliation? But if I ever did, I always knew that if something was going wrong, I could drop everything, wash my face with my whichever cleanser I was using, because I don't use harsh cleansers anyways. Put this bad boy on, put a moisturizer, be done. I knew I could do that every time. Every time I knew I could do that. And that is the sign of a good product. That I knew no matter what, she was going to soothe my skin, snap her back, and then get us going. Because also, I think if you test a lot of skincare, that's chemicals. It doesn't matter what the girls are saying. Skincare is chemicals. I don't want to fucking hear it. Whether it's natural skincare, clean skincare, whatever, it's made out of chemicals. You run the risk of irritation. This is the only thing. If you ever hit irritation, have a bottle of something like this, like a Cica, a Centella, a peptide, something like that, sitting in your skincare collection, because you just never know when you're going to need it. And at least for me, like, it did magical wonders, and it gives me the happy feelings. But that is all I have to talk about with serums, because I really haven't been seruming. It's crazy. There was a point where I never wore moisturizers, and I had like 100,000 serums. And right now I'm in like I have a crap ton of moisturizers and not that many serums. Your routine will evolve as you evolve, as you learn your skin, as your skin acts for different things, different times. But all in all, when it comes down to serums, the big thing you have to know is that it's a treatment that should be specialized to you and your skincare needs. Please, you know your skin better than anybody. You do. Even if you don't think you do, you do. You know what feels good, what doesn't. You might just not have the terminology for it, but you do. So for the love of God, when it comes to serums, don't feel like you need to blind faith follow whatever trend is going on. Look for the serums that suit you. And if you're like, I don't need help with any of this, then follow the baseline skincare 101. Cleanse properly, hydrate properly, moisturize properly, and exfoliate. Just don't exfoliate, or like everyone needs to exfoliate. Like, you may not need a serum, but you need to exfoliate, right? You do those 4 things with the SPF in the sun, and you're fine. I stamp on everything, you're gonna be fine. If you find yourself not reaching for serums ever, there's nothing wrong with you. And if you end up finding a time when you're like, I want serums all the time, skincare is personalized. I go from you doing 4 steps into my routine to doing 9, to doing 3, to doing 5, to doing whatever. But what the only advice I would give is don't ever drop the method of cleanse properly, hydrate properly, moisturize properly. As long as you have those 3 routes, you'll be fine. And if you really love me, you'll exfoliate. Okay, I'm gonna leave that as part 1. We're gonna come back and do part 2 with moisturizers. It has been a delight chatting and returning back with you guys. Thank you for listening to my rants. Thank you for getting into it with serums with me. And I will see you on the flip side. I love you. Bye.